A field camp experience is the final capstone course for a student pursuing a bachelor's degree of science in geology.
Field camp at Wichita State University is a 6-credit course. It's a 4-week intensive course in the Bighorn Basin of Wyoming.
It's not like a lot of other majors where you can do it in a classroom. I mean, there's a point where you have to get out there and see it in real life and actually learn it. And that's why field camp's important, because there's only so much you can do with your local geology.
We integrate many of the subjects that the students have learned over the 4 years that they are in their major, including surveying methods, stratigraphic measuring, and understanding faults and folds.
I think field camp is a necessary capstone course because it pulls together everything we've learned geologically. All of those courses like stratigraphy and sedimentology, mineralogy, petrology, structural geology.
Some of the other field camps they do almost strictly roadside geology, where they get in the van every morning, they drive out and they look at road cuts. And they might hike a little bit, but we don't do hardly any roadside geology. We did just to see a road cut when we first got here, but other than that, we're out hiking. You have to get your bearings, and you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere doing your thing, and again, trial by fire. If you don't know how to use that compass, you better learn pretty quick.
Field camp isn't easy. The students must take everything they've learned throughout their undergraduate career and apply it in an unfamiliar environment and unforgiving terrain. Luckily, they have capable professors and competent graduate teaching assistants guiding them throughout the process.
Dr. Parcell gave us all of the tools we needed. So he gave us really great tips and advice. He wouldn't just spoon feed us answers. He gave us the tools to allow us to gain our independence geologically.
All right, so you set 63 degrees, enter, and then the pressure, according to the weather station, is 29.94.
You're going to be well prepared for this camp. You're going to be able to do the things, and what you don't know, you're going to learn along the way. And you can run ideas by your friends, and you can run ideas by the TAs. They won't spoon feed you, but they'll help you out and guide you in the correct way.
The thing I wish I would have known the most was just to really read the field book ahead of time and get a feel for the area more. You're never going to be fully prepared for it. I think that's the whole point of a field camp, is to really just trial by fire. But if you could have a little more time to prepare for it, and that's primarily on the student. Dr. Parcell gives you plenty of heads up and information ahead of time.
Know that you do know the answers, you just have to dig deep enough and think.
In the beginning, they are very apprehensive, and by the end, they understand how to pull multiple facets of geology together.
You're not going to get any answers, and that's important. That's an important part of field camp. You have to learn what you're doing, and a big part of that is not getting the answers. A common answer we get from some of the TAs is, "You're the geologist, you tell me." And it's annoying when you're out in the field trying to wonder what kind of rock this is, but it's really cool in the long run because you're going to learn a lot more that way. You're going to actually know what's going on.
What's the lower crosshair?
10-8.
Okay.
Aside from the academics, field camp adds a whole new set of challenges. The students are at the mercy of the elements and the geologic terrain.
It just means, you're gonna have to put up with rain, you're gonna have to put up with fog and you can't see anything. You're gonna have to deal with the field. You won't be able to take showers, you might eat late, you might not eat, it happens, it's field work.
Anytime you take anybody and you put them in an uncomfortable situation where they're away from home, outside of their comfort zone for 3 to 4 weeks, you're going to want to complain at least a little bit and whine, of course. So if you can up front get the mentality that you're not going to whine, you're just going to fight through it and suck it up and just know that it's really not that long. It's well worth it, and it just gets you through it and sets the mood.
Most geology programs require a field camp capstone course. However, many universities don't offer the program. Each year, Wichita State accepts students from across the country into their camp.
And as far as coming to WSU, my school doesn't have a field camp at Virginia Tech, so we have to go elsewhere for ours. It's still a required credit, but we don't have one. So we have a big database of all these schools. Saw it, checked it out, looked pretty cool, so I applied.
Wichita State University Field Camp provides an in-depth geology experience with one-on-one instruction opportunities, the ability to ask questions.
We get a little more time with, I feel like, with the TAs and the professors.
After camp, WSU field campers go on to a variety of successful careers.
My next step is to get a master's in environmental engineering, and I'm going to apply that to the oil and gas industry in which I work currently.
My plans are to be a geotech for an oil company. I want to be a petroleum geologist.
There's different aspects of a field camp that you should really be looking at. And I think one of the advantages that the Wichita State Field Camp has is that we aren't just driving, getting out and looking at the roadside geology. We're out there and we're hiking, and while you're learning, you're seeing beautiful country. You know, I don't know how many people in our field camp have actually been out to this area. I know I'd never been out here, and for an opportunity to, you know, not just get your degree and earn 6 credit hours, but to see the Tetons and Yellowstone and just the geologic history that's around you, it's phenomenal. It's an amazing opportunity.